You know, just about everyone and their grandmother has made a video predicting what characters we will be getting in Fighters Pass Season 2. But you know what almost no one is talking about? The stages they are going to come with. Not only are we getting 6 brand new characters spanning Nintendo first party and third party, but we are getting 6 more stages as well to brawl on. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. This may not be the video no one has really asked for, but it's the one we're making. So join me as we go over what stages characters may bring and how they may play in a new series of videos I'm calling Location, Location, Location. We will not be discussing the likelihood or who I would personally like to see come to Smash, but in these videos we'll be treating all characters equally and say, yep, this character has been confirmed for Smash. Now let's speculate on their stage. I myself have scoured many of Smash Bros. Ultimate discussion and speculation videos to find what characters people are hoping for, and I compiled a list of the top 45. But that would be way too long of a video, so we will be doing this in 9 parts with 5 characters each. And if these videos get enough views, I may do a part 10 where I discuss any remaining characters you leave in the comments that I may have overlooked. And feel free to go wild with suggestions, as there are some bonkers choices already on my list as well, because as I said, all options are valid in this series. Now, out of 45 characters, how am I going to break it down into 5 an episode? Done. Let's start things simple with a character we already know we are getting, and that is an ARMS character. Though currently at the moment we don't know who it is, but since this isn't a discussion about the character itself we're getting, we're just going to use Springman as a substitute. But just like in the character speculation, this whole thing is really up in the air. If it is actually Springman, then obviously it would be Spring Stadium. But if they were to pull a fast one on us and pick another character other than Springman like Ribbon Girl or Min Min, it would make sense to use their corresponding stages, Ribbon Ring or Ramen Bowl respectively. But no matter what the character is in their corresponding stage, they'd all most likely play the same, a flat arena just like in their own games with no holes to fall into, with needing to knock opponents to the side or upwards to get a KO. I see these being a really simple stage, as all stages come from a fighting game are, but there are springboards on the side, so that's something I guess. At least with the Ramen Bowl, we might also have like a curve to the stage, right? You know, kind of like Green Hill Zone. The only other thing I could add is that whoever is not the fighter might be participating in the background in an ARMS match to add some excitement to the arena. Would they become a stage hazard? Probably not, since the fighters are in the arena themselves, but alright, let's move on to the next character. With 2B already making a guest appearance in Soul Calibur 6, I was worried her best stage option was already going to be chosen. To my delight, when I researched the character's appearance, they used the city rooftop as their stage instead of my idea. And I like my idea more. For Smash, I think 2B's best option for her stage would be the amusement park that you encounter pretty early in the game. Now, it is still entirely possible they could copy Soul Calibur's idea and do more rooftops of the decimated city, as the main setting of the game is that, at least early on in the story. But the amusement park background offers a lot more to have in the background. I'm imagining you're still on rooftops, but it's the rooftops of the buildings inside the amusement park, and in the background you can see the various robots that make up the park dancing, as well as the opera singer boss and the party tank that you may or may not fight. Not to mention having the default amusement park music as the main background would be kick-ass. I also recommend this as the stage because Sakurai and the Smash team tend to lean more towards iconic locations or early game locations. I guess maybe to avoid spoilers in the games of the stages he chooses. And the amusement park is just iconic and early enough in the game to meet those criteria. Alright, so I'm going to be real honest with you, I haven't played a single Rayman game. I have played some Rayman Legends when I got for free on my Xbox, and I really should return to that sometime. So my choices are limited. But following what I said in the 2B segment, that they like to choose stages based on early on levels in the game, and since Rayman Legends is still the most current Rayman game, I thought I would go with the Castle Rock level, the first music-based level in the game, and a lot of people's favorites if YouTube comments sections are to be believed. I could see this stage going 2 ways. One where it's a floating platform and the level of the Castle Rock plays in the background of the fighting, where Rayman himself would run the course, and the stage follows him while everyone else is fighting one another. And if Rayman was in the fight, it would be replaced with another playable character from Rayman Legends. Or Alfonso. Another take could be that the stage itself is the Castle Rock stage and the characters have to run the course while fighting and dodging all the dangers that come to Castle Rock. But we saw how auto-scrolling level stages like that aren't really enjoyable to some people. Anyone remember Congo Falls? The only obstacle with any music stage from Rayman Legends is that the music are covers, somewhat parodies of actual songs. Like Castle Rock, for example, is Black Betty by Ram Jam. So there might be some legal issues there with trying to make this a stage.
Objection!
Stepping back from some of the more complex ideas, this one is rather simple. Phoenix Wright stage is so obvious. I mean, would it be anything other than the courtroom? A rather simple stage in design, but what would make it unique are the hazards and what's going on in the background. I could see the fighters fighting in the foreground of the courtroom, and on each side of the courtroom would be characters from the Phoenix Wright games talking and making objections to one another. The hazard being the judge will once in a while slam down his gavel, and it would apply an effect maybe something like the POW block knocking the fighters around. And like with Rayman, Phoenix Wright could be one of the characters in the trial going on in the background, but he wouldn't appear if he was fighting. And lastly for this video, Steve from Minecraft. I mean, it can't be anything but the overworld, right? I could see this acting as a traveling stage, something along the lines of Skyloft, where each location that the traveling stage goes to is based on a biome and maybe it can even go to the Nether or the End. Maybe it could even work like the Mario Maker stage where the layout of the blocks would be different on each battle, so no two layouts are exactly the same. And then each biome would come with its own set of hazards like lava and mobs. Skeletons can shoot arrows, zombie pigmen can swarm enemies who hurt it, and the Ender Dragon could attack the player similar to Metalface on the Gower Plains. This stage is practically writing itself with the vast array of things that can happen in Minecraft. I'm usually not a fan of traveling stages so much, but for a concept like this and a game like Minecraft, it's pretty necessary. And those are the first 5 character stages that will wrap up this first installment of Location, Location, Location. If you have any other stage ideas for these characters, be sure to write them in the comment section below, as there is almost no wrong answer when it comes to interpreting these games as playable stages in Smash. And remember to list off other characters you would like me to cover, if they aren't on my list already, that I may cover them in a viewer-requested special episode 10 of this series. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future installments. Until next time, see ya!